Hey friends, I'm Jennifer LaGuardia, your life coach, always here with you to be your encouraging voice. So one of my favorite inspirational figures I had to share with you, she goes by the name Real Talk Kim. She has this saying and it just resonates with me. Don't bleed on people who didn't cut you, meaning don't ever carry hurt from a previous relationship into a new relationship with someone who has nothing to do with what happened in your past. Being able to forgive is one of the most essential parts of healing, growing as a person, and for being able to even have healthy relationships moving on. But releasing forgiveness and letting go of that hurt is not a quick and easy thing, as we all know. So I wanted to touch on my experience with releasing forgiveness to others and releasing forgiveness to myself. I've been through some pretty hellacious situations with toxic people in the past, and people I should have never gotten involved with in the first place. But something I've always put a super high value on is always having a heart filled with love and gratitude. You cannot control someone else's behavior and their way of thinking, but you definitely can control the way you choose to live your own life moving forward. Love and gratitude, they embody forgiveness. Even though it never ever condones bad behavior, it negates the bitterness from the wrongdoings that happened to you in the past, and it sets you free moving on. The single most important thing for me is to love people well and to express gratitude everywhere I go and to never ever hold back on those two things, no matter what might have happened to me in the past. It's my greatest joy, and it's a high for me to live in that space, being a conduit of love and light and positive energy. It is highly contagious in the most beautiful way. Having said that, it's also completely human and completely understandable to feel the feelings and emotions you experience when someone hurts you. But what happens if you don't process through those feelings and emotions and just let it go? Bitterness sets in, and once that sets in, it clouds your perspective on everything. You see life through this lens of your hurt, and you unintentionally end up hurting other people close to you because of that unresolved pain that relentlessly haunts you day and night. That bitterness weighs on your heart, and it can contribute to feeling depressed, anxious, fearful, and angry all the time. And that downward spiral is a black hole that ends up consuming you to the point of becoming you. I've seen this manifest in people and how it can destroy lives. So how I was able to process through some really difficult feelings and emotions was through my spiritual life, my relationship with a power much greater than myself. I call this higher power God. I'm sharing this with you as always from the most raw and authentic place, being totally transparent with you. I have had to make it a practice every single day, many times a day, to speak these words. I release forgiveness to the person who hurt me. God, fill my heart, my mind, my soul with your love and your light from the deepest recesses of my very existence. May your love and your light be flooding out of me. Friends, for real, this is something I had to pray over and over again until I could just let it go and look at that person as just a wounded, lost soul who is nothing more than a memory from the past. And then I would make myself add to that prayer, God, help me to forgive this person. Help me to forgive this person and illuminate your way along their path. I promise you, this really helped me a lot. The other piece to this is understanding you don't have to have a relationship with this person, or if you're in a situation where you cannot altogether remove yourself, it might be a family member. I have friends who are single moms, some are single dads, and because of their kids, the other parent has to be in their lives. But you don't need to spend a significant amount of time hanging out with this person to release forgiveness. You can forgive, but set some really, really big boundaries. Here again, it does not ever mean you condone their actions and behavior. Releasing forgiveness is releasing yourself from the prison of bitterness and raising yourself to a higher frequency of living love and light so you can move on. And when it comes to forgiving yourself, I personally found this one to be harder than forgiving others. I don't know why, but this was an extra big challenge for me. But how I was able to release forgiveness to myself tied in with my finally being able to understand what self-love and self-worth actually means. When I was able to fully grasp in my heart that God is very literally unconditional love, and we are all created as an extension of that love, we are all meant to be full expressions of divine love, despite all of our human imperfections. And knowing that God, being the all-loving higher power He is, forgives me despite all my flaws, then I could forgive myself and choose with the gift of free will we all have to find all the ways I can become a better version of myself every day and move forward being as ginormous a help to others based on everything positive that came out of a very bad situation. I love you guys so, so much. And with all my heart, I pray over each and every one listening right now that you would experience the love of God in such radical ways it heals anything that might be weighing on your heart, that you can release the hurt, release forgiveness, whether it be towards someone else or yourself, and that you can move forward with freedom and peace. As always, I hope to be an encouraging voice along your journey. So please follow me on Instagram or subscribe to my YouTube channel or subscribe to my podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, or Amazon Music, Awakening Hope with Jennifer LaGuardia. God infinitely bless you all and all those you hold close to your heart.